Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be playing LeClue Detectivu. This game is $18.99 and it was released on the 26th of the 8th, 2000, and it's a Future Friends game publisher that has given the code, thanks to them. So I'm going to be playing autoplay when it decides it lets me. So this is like a puzzle game. I'm assuming it's a thrilling mystery, so we're gonna select a new game, brand new, confirm, and this is obviously on the Nintendo Switch, so I've got to get used to the buttons. I haven't played a Nintendo Switch in a really long time. I just waiting for this to load. Oh, what we got here? Mr. Baddie, maybe? Nice bit of rain. Ooh, you'll never want to leave. Oh, okay. Ooh, spooky. Oh, he looks like a bit of a mystery man, doesn't he? Creepy. Creepy. Oh, he's whistling. Definitely a creeper. Do, 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 do. Walk. I'm assuming walk. Why is it not letting me do anything? Oh. Probably because I'm pressing the wrong button. Sorry guys. I just got to get used to the controllers. Oh, we're gonna get in a boat, are we? In this weather. Oh, oh, oh. Accelerate. Accelerate. Where are we going? Well, it's a very long trip. Ooh. Ooh, crows. Ooh. Ooh. So far the graphics aren't that bad. Music's okay. Oh, danger, no swimming. Oh, what are we doing here? Oh. Okay. So we got to rotate left. We got a map. I'm assuming got a match. Up the lines. Why is it moving that one? Now it's moving the middle one. Oh, did it! First time! Ha ha! Oh, how exciting! Ha ha! Oh, what's happening now? Oh, oh, what we got? This creepy thing coming out of the sea or river. Oh, push the boat up. Slide! So basically this game is obviously about murder mystery and a lot of puzzle solving and a journey about a mum that's accused of murder. And she's got to try and solve who murdered the person, I'm assuming. Yes, so Jenny's destiny is the choice of helping to unravel the tangled mystery that becomes the detective she was born to be. So Jenny gets more than she bargained for when her mother was accused of murder, as I just said, and begin to unexpected journey to find the truth. So I'm assuming he's asleep.
What?
Duh.
Ooh.
What? Who?
Oh, I must have dozed off.
Well, clearly.
Perhaps we need a spot of tea to wake us up.
What,
Do you
tea?
say,
You mean
Rufus?
caffeine? Oh, woof.
Yes, quite right. Better get back to work. This book won't write itself. Maybe I should start somewhere easier. I'll come back to the prologue later.
Prologue? Okay.
The sun rose over another perfect day in picturesque Arthurton.
Arthurton. Okay.
To the casual observer, Arthurton seemed like any other small, quiet town. It was nestled in a valley between two mountains, lined by lustrous forests, and perched on the edge of a pristine lake. It had a main street with all the essentials, including a place to sip coffee. It had schools, a college, a church, and a police station. It even had a museum no one ever visited. It was the kind of place you might find anywhere on your travels.
Lovely.
Typical, maybe even forgettable.
Okay, we're going to get a forgettable town now, are we?
But there was one thing in Arthurton that was unlike any other town in the whole world. Actually, it was a girl. Her name was Jenny LeClue.
Jenny
The
LeClue.
world's greatest detective.
Ooh. Why's she got tooth missing? Huh. Answer the phone.
Nicholstein residence. Oh, hello, Glenda. Yes, he said you might ring. Okay, patch me through then.
Oh no. I love the picture of the dog on the behind him. It's a very long waited call.
Yes, I got it. I did, and my answer is no. I understand that, but... Well, yes, of course, but... No. Nothing is settled. I'm not going to do it. It goes against everything my books stand for. No,
God, this is a long-winded intro, isn't it?
If I could just... Please, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay. It was a kind of place you might find anywhere on your travels. Typical, maybe even unforgettable. But there was one thing Arthurton... Sorry, my eyesight is well bad right now. That was unlike any other town in the whole world. Okay. Let's zoom in, shall we? Okay. Dear Arthur, hope is well. Afraid I've got bad news, old chum. There is no easy way to say it, so I attached the latest book sales numbers. Okay. Nowadays, Young readers want more mystery and danger. You're losing them with Jenny increasing timed and repetitive adventures. One bit of good news: it's too late the store to cancel your order next book. So we're going to give you one last go to see if you can breathe some life into the old girl. Okay. We want you to try a proper murder mystery. Start killing people off, add some drama. Bottom line is, you don't step it up. I'm afraid it's a case of Jenny and the last hooray. Oh, that's charming, isn't it? In other positive news, someone from a hack paper finally reviewed your last book. Jenny calls a missing marmalade sandwich. Hang on, Jenny LeClue had a missing marmalade sandwich. Who come up with that? Oh my god. Oh, one collection. The story too is special. Oh god. Oh, that's the funniest thing I've ever read. Wouldn't no one knows the story but a bit of a rump. Okay. So, squash next week. We have some time to work on that. Lovely. Okay. Nice cup of tea there. Interact with the tea. Huh. Pen? Oh, we're moving the pen. Can't. Yeah, let's push that off. Oh, I like them. The sun rose over another perfect day. Oh, we read that at the beginning. Okay. I don't think we really need to read that bit.
You don't understand what you're asking for. You want me to turn Jenny's world upside down? Kill off my characters and destroy everything I've built over the last 30 years? Fine. I'll give you what you want. But I'm a stream of consciousness writer, and you have unleashed my fury. Good day, sir.
Ooh! Temper tantrum.
Boring? Predictable? Pah! Well, if it's murder they want, it's murder they'll get.
Okay. So far. Okay.
It should have been another perfect day in Arthurton. But today was different. And nothing would ever be the same again. To begin with, Jenny LeClue was dead.
What? Okay.
Her skin
She's a bit
pale,
dead, is she?
her eyes glassy and frozen. What cruel fate had befallen our beloved detective?
No, no, no. Never move the victim.
Mrs. LeClue, she's doing it again.
Jenny LeClue.
You are a dead body. Dead bodies don't talk.
Oh, a former detective. Woo!
But he's doing it wrong.
As wonderful as it would be if all cadavers were so talkative, we must deduce the cause of death without their help. With only the evidence laid before us, we build a picture from the fragments left behind. We collect clues, interpret the data, and solve our puzzle one piece at a time, until it feels as if the victim is speaking to us. But Jenny is right, Jonathan. You mustn't disturb the crime scene. Vital evidence could be lost.
Sorry, Mrs. LeClue.
Smarty
Okay,
pants.
you've all had a chance to study the body? Who can postulate how she met her demise?
Ooh, me?
Oh,
I
Mimi.
think it was an accident.
Yeah, she obviously wasn't looking where she was going
So she slipped on the wet floor,
and cracked her head open. Like an egg.
and then she bled to death.
Really? How can you tell?
Well, there's a giant pool of blood around her head.
Yeah, I know. I was being sarcastic.
Actually, you're both wrong.
What?
It was cold-blooded murder.
Murder?
Don't be ridiculous.
Where's the murder weapon?
There's no evidence anyone else was even here.
Oh yes, there is. It was murder. And I can prove it.
Case of the Dead's lab assistant.
Jenny had read all the books. She'd absorbed all her mother's teachings. But there was nothing quite like getting your hands dirty.
Dirty.
How many
Dirty.
people get the chance to solve their own murder?
The first step in any good deduction was collecting evidence. Seemingly insignificant details could provide a vital piece of the puzzle.
First, I'll search the crime scene for clues.
Then she'd analyze the data. And finally,
Deduce the real cause of death. There's no doubt the victim lost a lot of blood. The victim has a green smudge on her lips. It's not lipstick. What a waste of perfectly good coffee.
Jenny's love for coffee was almost as strong as her passion for crime solving.
Chalky green residue on the rim. Smells like burnt matches. The floor is wet and slippery, but also immaculately clean.
Without her trusty bifocals, Jenny couldn't see the nose in front of her face. They were her window to the world and the lens through which she focused her keen detective vision. It wasn't Jenny's style to wear accessories, but this hair clip was the exception. Its function as a lockpick had saved Jenny from a long night trapped in her school locker. She'd worn it ever since.
Approximately 8 sizes too big, and covered in mud.
Jenny's blue sweater was scruffy and quite uncomfortable, but her grandmother had knitted it, and so it was her favorite. The more it itched, the closer she felt to her.
I've seen enough. Time to wrap this case up.
Wow.
Jenny was a meticulous record keeper, noting every relevant clue in her trusty journal. A great detective knew that solving a mystery was simply a matter of connecting the dots.
I'm certain this wasn't a mere accident. Now I just need to prove it. How do I know the victim didn't slip?
The victim's wearing thick rimmed glasses with strong suscription. Okay. Oh.
Nope, that's not what I meant. Let me try that again.
So the victims wear strong rimmed glasses. How do you know the victim did not slip? Boots?
That's not right. Back to the drawing board.
Okay.
The victim's boots are filthy. They should have left big muddy footprints on the floor. So where are they?
Exactly.
Either someone washed away her footprints, or she was carried here.
Woohoo! I solved it.
Okay, that proves she didn't slip. So how did she actually die? What was the real cause of death? There's a green residue in the bottom of the victim's coffee cup. It smells of burnt matches. Phosphorus. Also found in common garden fertilizer. The same green mark is on the victim's lips. Her coffee was spiked with fertilizer. Someone clearly wanted her dead.
Solved it again.
Ah, the case of the dead lab assistant. Gone before her time. Was it poison? Yes. A blow?
Of course it was.
Yes. An accident? Certainly not. No footprints in an unshattered mug? She was killed somewhere else and carried here. This is the story of a scorned ex-lover,
Jenny?
the gardener, enacting his revenge.
Jenny!
A deadly brew of fertilizer and caffeine coursing through the veins.
That's quite enough, thank you.
What happens to the gardener?
Is this gonna be on the test?
Upper class. Even the smartest criminals make mistakes. This is how we catch a killer.
But what's the point of all this?
Yeah, there hasn't been a murder in Arthurton in years.
Every town has a dark side, even Arthurton. By doubting, we are led to question. And by questioning, we arrive at the truth. Okay, that's all for today. Don't forget, next class is our field trip to the morgue. So have a light lunch.
Uh,
The students need to think for themselves, Jenny. That's why they're here at Gumboldt. To learn.
I just figured we all had places to go. Speaking of which,
And where are you off to, young lady?
I'm a dead body mom, remember? Dead bodies don't tell. See ya.
Wait, before you go, I have something for you.
Cool. What is it?
If I told you, that would spoil the fun, wouldn't it?
The LeClues didn't simply hand each other presents. They hid them. It
right.
was a family tradition, and Jenny had developed a sixth sense for finding them. With her trusty magnifying glass at her side, nothing eluded her.
A new journal.
To Jenny, there was nothing better than the aroma of a fresh leather notebook. It smelled like mystery.
Oh my god. I'm
Without
actually
missing a
falling
beat,
asleep
she
with
did
this.
what any detective worth their salt would do. She
It's
decorated
very
it.
long-winded. If you've got the patience and you've got the mind set to play this, then by all means. But so far, I'm literally just no. But I do like puzzles and mysteries and stuff. But this one is just so far. It's
A
only
new
like
journal meant new
the
adventure.
first
She imagined all the thrilling
I don't know how long.
cases that would soon fill its pages.
10 minutes,
And on the
and
first
I've
page,
only just
her
played
mother had
one
written an
part of the
inscription.
puzzle.
A great detective never gives up. Love, Mom.
Okay.
I love it. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mum.
Jenny, I wanted to talk about, to say,
Somewhere in the back of Jenny's highly caffeinated brain, an alarm bell was ringing.
Okay.
Mum was hesitating. What could be causing
Obviously
her
she
to act so
sensed
out
that.
of character?
Tap.
Crossed arms. Furrowed brow.
Jenny saw it coming from a mile away. Her mother was about to get...
Emotional.
Ugh.
I've really gotta go.
no, Jenny, wait. I need your help.
What? Really?
Jenny couldn't believe her ears. It was extremely unusual for her mother to ask for help. It
Oh,
must be
no.
something very important. Tracing the steps of a deranged killer? A cold case that only someone with Jenny's expertise could solve?
Can they just get on with the
I
actual
misplaced the students' essays on decapitation. See if you can find them for me before you leave. I have to...
game? Because I'm literally like, all it is
Wow,
just
the
talk,
case of the
talk,
misplaced
talk.
papers. Are you sure you want to trust me with such a complex task?
I have no doubt you'll be able to find them. They're around here somewhere.
Jenny was unsure if her mother was unable to detect sarcasm or just really good at ignoring it.
Okay, Mom. I'll find them before I leave. On one condition.
Yes?
You have to let me help grade them.
One of Jenny's favorite pastimes was grading papers. Nothing pleased her more than giving a big shiny F to an
Sorry about that.
overconfident student.
Don't push your luck.
Please.
Please.
Hmm.
What's it, a child?
Okay.
Yes.
Find the papers and go straight home.
But I'm meeting Keith tonight.
No buts, remember?
Oh, I'm sorry.
But,
Maybe I'm still feeling the
but.
effects of being poisoned for your class.
Well then, I have the perfect antidote. You're staying with your cousin this weekend, and you still need to pack.
This again. Look, I've considered your offer, Mom, and I'm going to have to decline. I'm old enough to take care of myself.
I'll be back late tonight. There's meatloaf in the fridge.
So you don't trust me to take care of myself this weekend, but you do trust me to fix dinner and not burn the house down?
Jenny LeClue, it's been a difficult week. Could you please just do what you're told for once and stop asking questions?
Fine.
I'm so
And try to stay out
impatient.
of trouble.
When do I ever get into trouble?
Always.
All right, let's find these papers and get out of here.
Yeah, please do. Okay, interact.
One of Jenny's earliest memories was making raspberry jam with her mum.
Oh my
It's a
god.
perfect substitute for blood in class demonstrations. And better tasting than the pig's blood the textbook recommends.
Well, clearly it's not there.
Looking rather trim today, Ethan. New diet?
Of course.
What's the matter? Lost your funny bone?
Oldest trick in the book.
Becoming a great detective took more than book smarts. You needed real-life experience. And Jenny was always on the lookout for a chance to get her hands dirty.
Ooh. Well, clearly it's not there.
Please do not touch. Someone must be running an experiment. Gross. Pretty soon it's gonna sprout legs.
Nice. I'm assuming it's not that side. You can't even move her forward or anything. It's just side to side. As I said, guys, this is at 1899. If you had the patience and... So, if you've got the patience and... to play this game, then go for it. But I'm impatient and I like to get to the point. Expect this again. I don't understand where these papers are. Oh, hello. Hey. Found him. What? Oh.
It's one of the students' term papers. You can tell by the terrible handwriting and erroneous conclusions. Mom must have put them behind the chalkboard. Found you. Time to get out of here.
Finally.
Jenny looked around the room one last time. Was she ready to leave?
Eve. Oh, God.
Okay, so she wasn't really dead. That would be silly. No, Jenny was alive and well and ready for another perfect day in Arthurton.
Tell how exciting I am. Okay.
What a mess. I should investigate.
Of course you want to investigate.
Jenny had an instinct for sorting treasure from trash. To the untrained eye, this was just a discarded piece of an old postcard. But to Jenny, it was a mystery waiting to be solved.
I should keep my eyes open for any other pieces.
Ooh, case of the puzzling postcard.
The notice board was awash with flyers, personal ads, and the occasional piece of gum.
So pretty
Amazed
much
anyone
like a
can
college.
find anything on here.
Fortunately, Jenny had a useful trick to use in a situation like this.
Mom always says, a great detective eliminates the noise. Focus on the details, and you'll find clarity in the chaos. I wonder if anyone else reads this junk. Hold on. What's this? Oh no, they've extended curfew hours again. 9 p.m. to sunrise? That's ridiculous.
But necessary. Power outages had become a regular occurrence in town. It was dangerous to be wandering around after dark.
It won't be long before we need a permit to go out at all.
Sounds like us right now. Did I actually just say that out loud? I'll have a curfew. Oh yeah, all pubs are closing. Okay.
Hey, you!
Oh, hi there!
What are you doing back there?
Well, I was pruning, but then I discovered this cerulean bugberry bush.
Discovered? These bushes are all over Arthurton.
Actually, this is an incredibly rare bloom.
There's nothing rare about Arthurton.
I beg to differ. Arthurton has many beautiful and exotic plants.
Really? Like what?
Mushrooms with eyes that glow in the dark, berries that emit a bioluminescent mist, and flowers with nectar as sticky as superglue.
Where? I've never seen any of those things.
Well, believe me, they do exist. I've had the pleasure of seeing them up close. That's one of the privileges of working for Dean Stroudsbury in his greenhouse. Anyway. I
Okay,
should
so
get back
I'm
to work.
36 minutes
want everything to
into
be
this
perfect for
game,
the Dean's
and
retirement
all I've done
celebration.
is play in the classroom. That is it. So this is a very, very long game. Okay, so we've got nothing else this side. So let's wander back to this side. I'm just guessing it's spooky weekend because they've got bats hanging out. Bonfire celebration. Okay. Nice little Tweety birds in the background. Oh, we've got another notice board coming up. I guess we're going to pass that one too. Wow, this is a very long walk. Oh, look at the sign.
Signs and decorations adorned the entire campus.
A party to celebrate the Dean's impending retirement.
Nice. Interesting.
Left. Left. I said left, damn it. What part of left are you having trouble with?
My left or your left?
My left.
My left. Obviously, I mean my left. Why would I mean your left?
So you want me to move it the other way?
Yes. Nothing would make me happier. If you're
Yeah.
not careful, we're gonna have bronze brains all over the floor.
They seem busy. I should probably lead them to it.
Probably.
Hello, Mr. Stroudsbury. How are you today?
Very well.
A jolly gentleman, the Dean was often seen shaking hands and kissing babies around town.
Ooh, lovely.
Mom's boss.
But more than that, he was her loyal friend.
What do you think, Jenny?
The Dean had dedicated his life to Gumboldt, and the townspeople had spared no expense in their tribute to him.
Quite a striking resemblance, Mr. Stroudsbury.
It's a scary thing, Jenny. Retirement.
Great excuse for a party, though. What will you do when you're no longer the Dean?
I've been trying not to think about it.
This place won't be the same without you.
Things change, Jenny. Time marches on, and we must do our best to adapt. It's going to be difficult, but I'm sure we will get through it.
What do you mean, We?
Do you think they made my belly too big?
Be honest.
It might be all those bronze pancakes, Mr. Strasberry.
No legacy is so rich as honesty. You are a clever one, LeClue.
Jenny LeClue.
Speaking of which, have you been practicing your detective skills?
Oh, yes,
Have I?
darling.
Of course, always.
Well then, I have a challenge for you.
Woohoo!
I bet you can't guess what I ate for breakfast.
Pancakes.
At last, a real challenge for Jenny. A fiendishly difficult puzzle that would take all her wits to solve.
Well, okay. Anything for you, Mr. Strasberry.
Oh, how wonderful.
Wonderful.
But first, I need to ask you a few questions.
Oh, lovely.
The dean didn't button his shirt properly. It looks like a bloodstain, but the seeds indicate otherwise. Looks like he accidentally put a spoon in his pocket instead of his pen. It's got a coffee stain on it.
A thick bundle of note cards poked out of the dean's pocket.
What's he keeping so close to his chest? You've been making a lot of notes, Mr. Strasberry.
Oh, I was intending to make a speech on Saturday.
Why have you scratched out so much of it?
Your mother suggested I keep it short, and quite right, too. I must have rewritten it 20 times by now. I just can't seem to find the right words.
It can't be dandruff. He has no hair. I have a hunch it's powdered sugar. His watch is slow. That's unlike the dean. He's usually very punctual. Your watch is 45 minutes slow.
Is it? Oh my. That explains why there was no cheesecake left in the cafeteria. My head's not screwed on today. Thank goodness you noticed, or I'd be late for my meeting with your mother.
Oh, really? She didn't mention anything to me.
Oh, well, of course she wouldn't. It's nothing important.
Why are you meeting then?
It's just, she's helping me finalize my plans for,
Your party?
yes, that's it. My retirement party. Thank you.
Are you okay, Mr. Strasberry?
Of course. Now let me just fix my watch before I forget. Now, where were we?
Ipsa scientia potestas est. Looks like Latin. Your ring sure looks old.
It was made for my grandfather. He passed it down to my father, who passed it down to me. And when the time comes, I'll pass it on to my son.
The Strasberry family had been champions of education for generations.
What does the inscription mean?
Knowledge itself is power. The inquisitive spirit is a mighty thing, Jenny, and nothing is as important as the truth.
The Dean was a big fan of the Gumboldt moonbeams. And not just
Oh,
because
so
he was a
far
prominent
I've
figure on the team.
literally all I've done is
Well,
investigate a
bench warmer
classroom
anyway.
and someone eating their breakfast. So where's this other one then? Oh look, there it is.
For the Dean, being covered in plant life was not unusual. His work as a botanist was renowned.
Looks like you're carrying some extra baggage today, Mr. Strasberry.
Well, I do have a lot on my mind.
I hope this
referring to
game
your
ain't
legs.
long-winded for you guys that I'm
Thank
reviewing
you.
this and I
have
haven't
been doing
spoken
my
much.
daily
It's just that
calisthenics.
No,
there's nothing
sticky stuff in your
much to
pants.
say, to be perfectly honest.
Oh!
It's just a very
Hitchhikers.
long-winded game by the
I've been
sounds of it.
working on a new orchid hybrid in my greenhouse. They're beautiful.
So far,
but
I've,
the leaves are quite
as I've said
pretty.
before,
I will say,
solved
I am looking forward to
something
spending
in the
more time in
classroom
the dirt.
and solved someone eating their
So, What
breakfast.
do you think, Jenny? Can you guess what I had for breakfast?
And her mum's
Sure, Mr.
been like
Strasberry. I've got
suspiciously
everything I need to solve this
weird.
mystery. What did the Dean eat for breakfast?
Hmm? That one. That one? Oh, tell me which one it is. Oh. And Cloudell's in the room.
Jam on his shirt and powdered sugar on his tie. The evidence points strongly to the Dean's breakfast consisting of 1, maybe 2 donuts.
Well, clearly.
What else can I tell about the Dean's morning?
Pocket watch. And spoon? No. Ring. And pin.
That doesn't quite add up. Let me give this some more thought.
What else can I tell you about the Dean's morning? Shirt button. Pocket watch. There's one more. Spoon. In other words, he was late getting up and his
The Dean
time
had
was wrong.
neglected to wind his pocket watch. The act of a distracted man. This resulted in his whole routine being thrown off. Which might explain why he has a spoon in his pocket instead of a pen. You had a donut for breakfast.
Yes?
I'm guessing... strawberry.
How did you know?
That part was easy. You always have donuts for breakfast. But something else caught my attention.
Oh?
I think you have something on your mind, Mr. Strasberry. You are usually a picture of precision and punctuality. But today, there's a spoon in your pocket and your shirt button is undone.
My, you really are a LeClue. Your father would be so proud.
Thanks. Well, I should be going. I'm meeting your son by the lake.
And I'm meeting your mother in the library. What a small world this is.
Too small.
Small indeed.
A perfectly small world with everything in its right place.
Who would want to change that?
Pardon?
Nothing. See you on Saturday.
Oh, yes. Until we meet again, Jenny LeClue.
LeClue. Off we go for another wander. Do 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 do. Love how our legs look like sticks. Bring ring.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
In her short time as a detective, Jenny had learned never to ignore a ringing phone.
What's for it then?
Hello.
The dog barks loudest before the dawn.
What? CJ, is that you?
The dog barks loudest before the dawn.
Really? This again? It's me, Jenny. We don't need to do this.
I have no idea who you are, and I know no one by that name. The dog barks loudest before the dawn.
Fine. The early bird can't catch the lazy worm.
Good. The wind blows strongly from the east.
People in glass houses should invest in curtains.
Excellent. The evening sky is full of fireflies.
The absent-minded goldfish swims into the blender.
Ah! Jenny, it is you!
Of course it is!
I need to meet with you right away.
Okay. Where do you want to meet?
This place will do.
Everyone in town knew that CJ was mad, even dangerous.
He's not dangerous. He just doesn't accept things at face value. Sure, he's a bit fixated on extraterrestrials, but at least he's passionate about something.
CJ and Jenny certainly indulged each other's obsessions. But most of all, CJ treated Jenny like a colleague.
And not a little kid. CJ, why did we go through all that if you're right here?
Can't be too careful. Are you sure you weren't followed?
Who would be following me?
Shh. This place is compromised. We don't have long to talk. Now, what did you want to talk to me about?
What? You called me.
Did I? Why?
Wow, this man's
Talking to
very
CJ was a bit
confused.
like navigating a maze. You had a rough idea of where you were headed, but you couldn't be sure you'd ever get there.
I'll help you figure it out.
Interrogation of CJ. Bags under his eyes, maybe? The scruffy look.
I knew he was hiding something. A compass with strange symbols where the cardinal direction should be. Looks broken. Where did you get that compass?
Ah, you spotted it. I knew you would. It belonged to my father. He left it to me to find the truth.
You're not gonna find anything with that. The needle is wandering all over the place. A bit like you.
It's searching
For what?
for them. It's this town, Jenny. It's Arthurton. They're here, among us. And this proves it.
Or it could just be broken.
Could be. I guess we'll never know.
Okay.
Because it's your birthday, CJ.
Birthday? Whose birthday? Kite's birthday. But Kiteson died on his birthday. Assassination? Possibly. Abduction? Almost certainly.
CJ, the card?
Oh, this. It's for you. Impossible shot. Died instantly. No suspects. No human suspects, anyway.
Nice.
Thanks, CJ. That's, thoughtful. I didn't think you'd remember.
I know what it's like to lose something important to you. Now triple shred and incinerate that card as soon as possible!
Alright, mate, calm down.
Fingerprints all over it!
What's that sticking out of your sock?
Ah! That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I intercepted a secret message. Classified intel. It's proof, Jenny. It's happening again. It's time for us to join the fight.
Aliens are amongst
Sounds like he
us.
usually makes.
They are coming for your
professionally printed.
pets. Are
Could
you
CJ
prepared or
finally be
will you
onto
answer
something?
the call? Really? Why not? Let's zoom in. Nothing exciting there. Lovely. X to flip it over.
Oh,
Join the
It's part of the
space
cereal
cadets
A cereal
today.
box from another space-time continuum?
nope. Just a regular cereal box. It's an ad for a toy.
But why? Why would it just be lying there in the trash?
Wow.
I'm sorry, CJ. There are still great mysteries out there to solve. But this isn't one of them. So what's the plan now?
Library. Research. Very important. Very hush-hush.
They let you back in?
Not yet. But I've got this hat now.
It wasn't your head that needed covering.
No, for disguise.
I know, CJ. What is it this time? More UFOs? Radio wave mind control? A globally connected communication network used exclusively to view pictures of cats?
Jenny, you sound crazy. I'm just preparing my defense for the hearing.
So far, this is
Is this
mainly
because you tried to
talking.
hypnotize Mrs. Brown's prize poodle?
No. That was last.
It's not a negative review, it's
It's
just
because I
the
peed in
fact
the
that
water
it's
tower.
such a long-winded. This is an
CJ,
hour
that's
into it,
gross.
and I'm
And this
literally
is the
halfway falling
thanks I
asleep.
get for saving everyone from the mind control chemicals.
Safe to say,
I guess I'll
guys,
see you later, then.
not really a game I would rather
But
play
CJ
right
was
now,
gone.
but
CJ, I know you're standing behind the
it's
phone booth.
okay.
I just watched you walk over there.
Thoughts, graphics are
No, I'm not.
nah,
Okay, then.
they're alright.
Bye.
Alexa look like sticks.
See you later.
Gameplay, it's just as I said, really long-winded. As I said, I'm in an hour into it, and I've literally done hardly anything. Yeah, no. I would advise, if you're going to play this game, have a long day of it.
That's the third time
Have a
today.
break, because it's just mainly talking.
Hi, Jenny.
And I don't find
Great job solving that case today.
it.
It's really cute
How can I
the way that
explain
you and
it?
your mom work together.
It's not my sort
wish
of
I was that
game. I
close
like
with my
puzzles and
enough
mysteries and
chit-chat.
murders, but this is
Got
just
anything
too
new for me?
long. It's just too
yes.
much talking. I would
This
recommend
is
it
the
for
real
people
deal,
that have
hot
got
off the
time to
press.
play it
I
and
haven't
want
had
to
a
sit
chance to
there and
distribute these
listen
yet,
to
so
the
keep them to yourself.
conversations
Ada
and,
Jenny belonged to one of
you
the
know, want to
oldest
play through it
societies
as
in
for the
Arthurton.
achievements and things
An
like that.
eclectic
I would
band of
recommend
treasure
it for
hunters, collectors,
$18.99.
creators,
Is it
and
worth it?
dealers.
Not for me, it
Together,
isn't,
they were
but
known as
what else can I say? I'm literally falling asleep.
For
But
generations,
if you like
Unbolt
this
students had been
review,
hiding and
please like and
finding
subscribe for
stickers
future
all over
videos.
town.
I am going to
Officially,
leave it at
Jenny
that
was too young
because
to join,
it's still
but she
talking
found so many
and I
stickers
just
on
want to
her own
play
that they
some
made her an honorary
puzzles.
member.
So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry about the long-winded boredom there, but yeah. Peace out, guys. Enjoy.